Good morning from plot 59. It's quite windy today. Hopefully it won't pick up too much. I'm just going to show you my fabulous runner beans. Been picking off these for a good week now. I mean, enough, for eating every day. As you know, if you've watched my thing, I lost all my tomatoes, hence no tomatoes, but I did manage to get some pallet collars. And I'm going to reinvent that bit. Probably make another U shape like this one. This one's made out of 7 pallet collars to make raised beds. As you can see, even though they were only put in this year, most of them, they were put in last year, but we didn't actually do anything with them. So they haven't had anything in them. But wow, what's in them is going absolutely mental. There's squash and patty pans and Romanesque courgette, and then my herb bed, which I am so pleased with, is here, and that is Welsh onions over the back. I found a lady near to me who had some, and I bought some from her. There are red ones and white ones in there, and oh my gosh, look at those. And they sort of, when you cut them up, they just sort of taste, well, they've just got that oniony taste, and I think I'm good with that. Over here is my cut-in salad leaves, which for now is charred, and unfortunately it's just starting to go to seed, even though it's only 4.5 weeks old. 5 weeks old today. Yeah, it's gone to seed. Starting to anyway. But I'm going to go through this, take out the good plants, start dotting them around. Most of my hanging baskets that were at home, they're now down the plot with a second flush of strawberries coming. And this is my other lot of runner beans. Again, beautiful. I do like a raw runner bean. In fact, all of us do. There's another Trista Blanca under there. That's been really prolific. Of course, my husband's Atlantic Giants. They are all over the place. As you can see, I have grandchildren. They leave things everywhere. Haven't spent as much time as I need to down here due to personal, life happens, doesn't it? But it's not going to go, it's not going to pot. So there's more. Oh my goodness, I've just spotted. There's his first Atlantic Giant down there. Oh, big leaf. There you go. We literally just threw them in the compost heap. Currants. Nothing left on those now. What was on there the birds have had. They really need pruning now. Lots of cuttings there. I don't know if anyone's ever done any currant cuttings, but they're simple. You literally just stick normally when it's dormant, just cut the cutting off, stick it in the ground. That's how easy that can be. And especially if you've got to cut a bed like this back. So I'll start with dead, dying and diseased, and then from there we'll shape the plants. There's actually probably one too many plants in this bed, and I might have to move something, because otherwise you get no air, and you get a bit of mildew in, and it goes right the way through. Some kind of blistery virus on the red currant, which I've seen before, and it's normally due to adverse weather conditions. Funny that. I think we've had quite a lot of that this year. Right, and then raspberries. These are my late raspberries, Autumn Bliss. And there's some golden, I think they're golden bliss actually as well, mixed in with there. They're doing okay. My second rhubarb bed, which we grew from seed, it's still doing really well. Still had the occasional bit off there. It's not as tasty as it is in spring, but it's still nice to have it. You're not going to do any harm to the plant by taking out 3 or 4 good stems, or even a bit more. In fact, the guy on Beech Grove, who I absolutely adore, he a few weeks ago pulled all his rhubarb, fed it, and then let the new stems come through for eating. So as long as it's quite well established, I think rhubarb's pretty hardy. I think you could quite easily do that. Take off all the growth. I don't know if I'd do it so much now, because the weather's a bit dodgy now, but as long as it's not going to be really, really cold, I mean, and it's really established. I don't know if you've ever looked at a rhubarb crown, but they're like massive sweet potato things. That's my blueberries, which desperately need weeding, but they are doing okay. Pound shop blueberries, not bad at all. My flower bed is over for this year. I've just started thinking about what I should put in it with that for next year to give me a succession of flowers, because I didn't quite get the succession this year. My Monarda the squaw there. This is one of my favourite flowers. First seen at Wisley a few years ago now, and then been looking for one ever since, and found one at the local garden centre. There is some bits and pieces for the summer in here, like this Persicara. The bees love Persicara, and I've got this at home dotted about my garden, and it's a lot bigger than down here because it's established. But that one over the back, actually, if I can get through the blueberries, that one's looking okay. It's in between the weeds. Apple trees burgeoning with apples, they're all over the ground. I've done quite a bit of strimming. Make sure that I've got so much space here, and it needs to get under control. We didn't put enough bits and pieces down last year to cover the backweeds, so they've come forward again. Although when I was strimming yesterday, you can quite quickly strim through it. This is my best success. My pear tree. Look at that. I've actually supported that branch because there's two rather large pears on there. According to my daughter, they're ready to eat, but I don't actually think they are. Not quite. I'm going to give them another few days, maybe a little bit longer, especially if we get some nice warmth. We'll just bring the flavour out. This is my little corner. This is the shadiest corner on the plot. It's where I keep bits and pieces I'm not sure what I'm doing with. Some buddleia there. There's just not enough flowers for me. I'm just, I just can't live without flowers. I'd love to have a cutting bed, which maybe I'll start looking at. This is my other big rhubarb bed, and another, oh yeah, look at that. Another one of his pumpkins coming out of there. The bees in there. There's actually a couple of nice cabbages in here. It looks very scrappy because the butterflies have got in, but there's definitely some usable bits in there. Oh, my gladiolus, the last of the pink ones are now nearly finished, but they've been a joy. This bed here used to be my cutting bed for chard and stuff. This is all coming out. I'm going to replace it with 3 pallet collars, hopefully. And yeah, before it gets too wild. It's not that bad at the moment. Actually, for me, for today, that's about it. Still looking verdant. Still getting lovely runner beans. Although we haven't had the tomatoes I'd normally be showing you by now. Hey, it goes like that, doesn't it? Next year. There's always next year. Anyway, from it, I've actually got some sweet corn coming as well over the back there. That's a bonus. Anyway, for me, that's all. Happy gardening, people. Take care. Bye.